were forced to discharge their weapons, resulting in the death of the suspect.
Now, in terms of the connection between the two locations, that's what we got a lot of questions about. Where's the connection?
So right now we can tell you, without hindering the investigation or hurting our progress, that the suspect did live in the Bay Oaks Harbor Trailer Park, so he was from that area. And we also have the suspect's information that we're prepared to release. So.
Did he know the couple? Did he know the couple that he shot initially?
You know, at this time, we don't have all of that information. It's believed that they may be neighbors in the trailer park, in the community down there, but we just don't know. And to date and this point, we can't speak to motive at this time either.
Just to be clear, was a couple he saw a shot at the first location?
Yes.
Okay, and
yes.
we're hearing from neighbors there that this was over a woman they were involved with. Is that something wrong with it?
Yeah, we just don't have that information at this time, and you know, I'm not prepared to speculate. It would be irresponsible. And when we have more information on anything involving motive or what drove this event, we'll be happy to update it.
What kind of confrontation happened between the suspect when he came back? Did he shoot at officers? Did he not shoot at officers? What exactly happened?
Well, that's an element of the investigation that we're not prepared to release yet. As we continue to investigate and get more details, we will update it for you.
So right now you're not saying if he shot at officers or not?
Correct.
Do you know if their life was threatened? Is that why they shot them?
Yeah, anytime that an officer discharges their weapon, it has to be in defense of their own life or the life of another person.
So
and,
they were
yeah.
threatened some way.
Yes. There was a physical threat.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know how many shots were fired?
I don't at this point. We're still processing the crime scene and collecting all the information.
Do you know the current condition of the person who ended up being taken by life flight?
Yes, we later learned that the male from Bay Oaks Harbor, who was life flighted to the emergency room, was pronounced deceased at the hospital sometime later.
What about the other three in the hospital? How are they?
They're wounded but stable.
Okay, so they are going to make it?
As far as we know at this point, yes, it looks like they should be able to make a recovery.
So now just in total, the two have passed away. Both men that were shot are dead, and the two women now are in stable condition. Is that
That's
what you're
correct.
saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry.
Well,
He just gave us an update saying
No, I missed how the two, where were the two killed?
Okay.
The first location?
One was pronounced deceased at the first location,
Okay.
and the second was life flighted from the second location at Bay Oaks Harbor.
Okay.
And
So
he
two
was
dead.
pronounced deceased later at the hospital.
Got it. And two women are alive.
Yes, that's correct.
One of the women who was shot, she was just a bystander, correct? She was just a witness?
We're not really sure at this point. That's something our investigators are still trying to uncover to get the information. And you got to remember, last night was a tragedy for everybody. A lot of families were impacted and affected, and so that's the reason we're not releasing the names of any of our victims at this point. And our investigators were out on the scene processing it. And now that we have a little more opportunity during the daylight, they'll be out checking the area again, continuing to follow up on interviewing witnesses. Interviewing the witnesses immediately after a traumatic event can sometimes be problematic.
Any idea when you can release any information about the suspect?
Yeah, so the suspect was identified as Ron Welch. Spelling of his last name is W-E-L-C-H, 33 years old, of Baytown.
Any prior history?
Yes.
Any prior criminal history that you can share?
That's something I'll have to look into and get back with you on.
Just want to be clear, the gunman shot 4 people, 2 are dead.
Correct.
And he was shot by police.
Yes, ma'am.
At the the beginning location, the first
Yes, ma'am.
location.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
in total 3 people have died now overall of this. And that
Including
includes
him.
the suspect.
Including the suspect.
How are the officers doing?
The officers are doing well. One of the first things that we always do when an officer's involved in any kind of traumatic event is make sure that they begin getting counseling. So they'll be going through, have the opportunity to have counseling and mental health support as well.
Are they on leave, paid leave?
Yes, they'll be on paid administrative leave per policy during the course of the investigation.
They're going to be an outside agency investigating, or you're investigating?
We're investigating along with the district attorney's office.
We heard there was a car accident involved too with all of this. Did you verify if that had anything to do after with the first shooting?
The suspect did run off the road into a culvert. And we also did have a police vehicle that was struck by a civilian vehicle. So
So too early to say whether this had anything to do possibly with road rage or anything else?
Yeah, we just don't know. At this point, we don't know exactly what the motive was. That's going to take some time for the investigators to determine.
But we know he knew them, and there was some sort of argument. That's what you mentioned before.
Well, what I mentioned before is they all lived in the same area.
Oh.
So we know that they were at least neighbors in the same community.
And you said there was some sort of argument between? No?
That I don't know.
You don't know for
yeah.
sure. Okay.
Yeah, we're still trying to determine what the what the motive is, what the catalyst was.
And they were shot in the car?
The first two
The first two.
victims were, yes.
Has the weapon been recovered?
We're still conducting the investigation and processing the crime scene. We, there's some elements of the investigation that we're just not prepared to release right now. So.
Were the second pair shot at like an apartment or outside?
No, they were outside.
Okay, they were just outside.
Yes.
I'm good.
You said 33, right? 33.
I beg your pardon?
33, right?
33 years old? Yes, ma'am.
Do we know how old the victims are?
Not at this time.
So just real quick, so they were he was neighbors with that couple, the initial couple, but then when he left and he went to that second shooting location, were they neighbors as well, or was that kind of random? Because initially yesterday they told us the woman slowed down to see what was
Yeah.
happening, and that's when he looks at her and says,
Well, as far as being neighbors, I don't know that they lived right next door to each other, but we do know that they all lived in that same general area. Yeah.
everybody involved was in that same
It appears that way right now, yes.
And
Last
we were
information I
also
have.
told that second gentleman that was shot, there was an argument or confrontation between the shooter and that victim. Do we know what that was about?
I don't have any information on that. So. Thank you very much. When we do have additional information, we will do our best to get you updated in a timely manner. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.